they should be able to hear you now. I had you muted. Piper.
Episode 69 of the Planet Nintendo podcast. Let's see what we are going to be talking about today.
Oh.
We have some PN picks, what games we've been playing, what games are coming out soon. Metroid Prime 4 is delayed. Joe, I'm sorry. The future of Splatoon. Should Nintendo start working on smaller games? And some questions from you guys. So let's get it started.
Go.
Episode 69. Stop laughing. Stop laughing. Just me and Joe today.
I got Bobby
is
sick.
Yep. We need another F, dude, for Bobby. But
Press F for
Joe,
Bobby.
how you been?
I've been great.
Yeah.
Had a nice vacation. Y'all did a live stream last week. I call that redemption for I'll call that payback.
Yep.
For y'all going live. You're gonna get sick next though. You can't, but you're gonna.
I know,
It's
right?
gonna
It'll be
happen.
me next week.
No.
Jeez. A lot of F's in the chat. I love it.
Oh man. But
So Joe, I
got
gotta ask you what you've been playing recently.
Ooh, since Bobby's not here, I get to say, it was in your video of your pickups. I'm playing.
Yes. Welcome to the PlayStation podcast.
Welcome to PlayStation Talk. No, I'm kidding. So other than that, I've been playing, and for those of you listening audio, it was Resident Evil 2. I pulled out of the corner. Travis Strikes Again. I beat it.
Interested?
I'm interested.
We'll
I
get to
spent my my entire week vacation playing through that game.
Okay.
I'll share my thoughts later on that.
Uh-oh.
I think
So
just that. I've been waiting for Dragon Mark for Death, dude. And you already know, like, I'm a crazy Resident Evil fan. So,
Yes.
like, this week has really just been, like, okay, Travis Strikes Again. I'm going to run through that game and, you know, hope that I like it, you know, at some
That
point.
looks really good, actually. I'm interested. Yeah, playing some RE2. Downloaded Smite on the Switch. It actually
Nice.
plays really well. Plays really well. I think it's 30 frames. But it plays fine.
Yeah,
I was
that's
worried.
awesome. Yeah, that's like the MOBA game, right? I know CB and a couple of people from the community have been playing that game.
Yep. Yeah, that's really good. Maybe I'll link up with them dudes.
Yeah, dude. Freaking, he's been looking for people, so.
And then I picked up Save Me, Mr. Taco? Saving...
So you
What is it
did.
called?
Yeah, Saving Mr. Taco. That's
Okay,
it.
there we go.
You got it.
Dude, it was $5, man.
It's worth it. It was only a $10. I think it was less than a $10 game originally, which I was surprised about.
And then I started playing. Well, it's coming out soon, but Downwell for the Switch.
Oh yeah, I have that on my Vita, I think.
Yeah, dude, that's such an addicting game, man. And that's like
It
another
is.
$3, $4
Yeah.
game.
It really is, because that was originally a mobile game, if I remember correctly.
Yep, it's on iOS, Vita, your microwave calculator.
Your microwave or calculator. Yo, that's a challenging game though.
Yeah, it is. I love it. So Marked for Death is coming out. I'm trying to. Not many games are really interesting me though that are coming out soon. I don't
Right.
think, at least.
Right now, I almost feel like
We're waiting for that direct, man.
Yeah, or even just around. I don't even care about like getting a direct. Like, I'm curious to know like if we're actually gonna get a February game from Nintendo or not.
That's true.
Because right now we're just going right into March. We know Yoshi and Kirby, which I might dabble in Kirby. Since that was a Wii title, and I'm almost like, okay, I could spend the $20 on the Wii U eShop to play this game, or I might finagle with it on the 3DS. Maybe might get me back on. Well, I should say I have been playing my 3DS, so let me calm that down.
Yeah. Have they missed a month? I feel like they've been pretty consistent.
They've been consistent. I feel like even when they didn't have their own game, they had like a partnership game drop. So like, you know, you had year one, you had that you had Splatoon followed by Mario and Rabbids, and then like early last year we had Bayonetta. I'm sure something else is gonna happen around this time around that we get like
Yeah.
some random Daemon X Machina. I mean that's Nintendo published but not developed. So
That's probably my most hyped game, dude.
I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. But, yeah. It's gonna be that game looks hype, dude. Like that seems like a fun,
Yep.
just hack and slash, maybe Zone of the Enders like vibes going on there.
There's like there's two like 25-minute gameplay videos online, and
Are you
dude,
serious?
yeah, it looks really really good.
Jesus.
It was like the developer playing with another guy, but it looks really hype, man. I'm excited
Oh
for
my
that.
gosh, dude.
I feel like that could drop any month too. Like that's
It's just like, oh yeah, here you go, boom, and it's out, sort of thing. We got Wargroove coming out next week, dude. Well, this Friday.
that's the game I was thinking about.
It's like
Those cutscenes. I didn't know that game was this involved. Like,
dude, it's crazy. It makes me wonder, like, when we saw that 2 years ago, the first Indie Direct for Switch.
Yep.
Like, if it was ever planned to be this massive of a game.
Yeah, it looks really good. Guys, get the F's out again because Joe's gonna. I'm gonna have Joe take the next topic over. Okay.
I'm wearing the right shirt for this occasion, I guess, or maybe not.
Uh-oh. You can't call it a good luck shirt anymore because it.
Nah, I think I jinxed it. Go with it. Talk to us.
What's up, Gary? No, you got to do this, Joe. You got to.
I have to do this. Oh
yep.
My god. Oh Christ. All right. So last week we got the terrible news, that Metroid Prime 4 is restarting development. It was in a minute and a half, and like change video. I gotta say, first off, I'm happy that they were this honest about it.
Yep.
I mean, they made the announcement that they were in development E3 2 years ago. Everyone got hype. Everyone got excited. It was like, holy crap, yo!
What did you think when you first? What did you first think when you saw the title though? Like what? Update on Metroid development.
Yo, what was funny was no one alluded to me that was the news. No one said anything bad or good. Everyone was like, "Yo, did you see the video?" I was like, "Ooh, okay." Like I just woke up. This was like 10 in the morning. I was ready to go. I was like, "All right, cool. All right, yeah, let's check out this video. Metroid Prime 4 update. Let's go." I opened up the video. I was like, why is it only a minute and change? Is this the right video? So I go through and I'm like, oh. Like I had the flurry of emotions happen as in that like minute and a half going through this video. And I mean, there's some good and there's some, not so good out of it. Unfortunately, we're not getting this game anytime soon. And two, it's at least going back with Retro 3, who's left from the original trilogy of this game.
Yep.
That's still working at Retro currently. People leave, people come and go. But you know what? Kensuke Tanabe is still a part of it, of course. He's going to produce all these. So that's something to go for sure. And I mean, I'm actually surprised that we didn't see Mercury Steam pick this up in any way, shape, or form. I wonder if he has... Oh, sorry.
I was going to say, like, they're never going to say who was working on it, though. Like...
Oh, yeah.
Who originally was working on it. Yeah. But, I mean, yeah, Nintendo recognized, they're like, hey, this game is not where we want it to be, which is kind of surprising. Like, I don't want to... Sometimes it's hard to admit this, fellow Nintendo fans, but Nintendo has kind of had a mixed bag when it's come to quality lately. Whether it's like the online or the eShop or releasing games that are kind of questionable, like Super Mario Party and Mario Tennis Aces, where it's just like it's not at that standard. And for everyone that's played Nintendo games, for however long you have, kind of what I'm talking about, like unfinished games, like just. So it's kind of refreshing to see them step back and be like, okay, the quality of this is not where it is. I'm not saying like Metroid I think has has piqued a lot of people's interest, but I wouldn't even say it's like a major franchise. Like, it's had some trouble selling its games. Um, but it's kind of exciting that they're restarting the process. But then again, could Nintendo have saved us all 2 years and like gave it to Retro like right off the bat? Or
It had to have been that bad that they had to restart development. This must have been a nightmare.
yeah,
Otherwise, this game would have ended up in development hell, and we probably would have gotten a product where we see these projects get announced, you know, years before they're even close to being ready, and we end up in a Kingdom Hearts situation or a Final Fantasy VII situation where,
yep,
either way you break it down, we might get a product that a bunch of people are gonna really love, or a bunch of people are gonna really hate. You know, I don't know if there's going to be a middle ground for this, but again, I stress the fact that these guys were really honest about it. I think this was a game that, although I feel like this happens with all the Metroid games, it gets overly hyped by everyone, and like half the people buy it. And I'm part of the half the people that buy it all the time. It's sad but true.
Yeah,
don't at me, because y'all know it's true.
Now, actually, the first thing I thought of this when they said, "Okay, we're finally going to give it to Retro," my first thought was, "Well, what's Retro been working on?" Because we have not heard from them for like a good like 5 years. So I'm kind of wondering if Retro's been working on some stuff that's not Mario Kart tracks and ports of Donkey Kong. So that kind of has me excited. Like, is Retro now finishing up, a project, and now they have time to work on it? So I don't know, man.
I don't think so, dude. I think they stopped them at whatever they were doing, or maybe even Retro went and asked them. I don't know. Like, I don't. I would like. These are the things that I would love to be a fly on the wall for, just to be like, what happened to this project? Like, I'm now more curious about what this project was rather than what it's going to be. Because my god, like, what could that game have been like?
Do you think we're ever gonna see anything?
Oh my god, I hope what is it, Unseen 64? I hope like years down the road we get a video of this, or even what's his face, Jason Schreier gets like an in and freaking breaks down like what happened and whatnot. Oh my god, that would be great.
I don't know, man. But okay, now let's go to this. It's like I posted on Twitter. I posted on Twitter, kind of trolling a little bit, and I was like, Metroid Prime 4 2021.
2021. It's not out of the realm of possibility, dude.
It's not, yeah. So if you look at like the Metroid Prime games on like GameCube and Wii, the development time, I think one of them took a while, but there was some development time where it was like 2.5 years. But that's also in consideration, like they had the engine, they knew how to run this game. Whereas now it's like they've never made an HD Metroid. And Prime 4 has to be kind of like a bigger project. So I don't know. I could see 2021 if they just work diligently on this, but we have 2028 in the chat. Like realistically though, when do you think?
Let's see. We're at the heels of 2019. What 2020?
Because you can count 2019 as a full year pretty much. Because I think they've definitely been working on this. That's the other thing. Like, when did this change hands? Because they're not going to announce this before the holiday season.
Bro,
like,
I would have thought. I feel like that video was like, okay, they made that decision that week and decided to make a video. Like, what's next?
Think so?
I feel like it was that close. There's no way, like, you make a minute and a half video of saying, hey, here's what's happening to the project, like, real quick, real straight to the point, instead of, like, saving it for a direct or something and saying, like, but hey, although this project is restarting, let me hit you with that Prime trilogy, you know? Like, no, they just straight up, this is the only thing that you're getting, and that is it. We're gonna go silent on this, and you're not gonna hear from it for a couple of years. To answer your question, though, I feel like at the very earliest, fall 2021.
Yep.
Because that'll put us at almost 3 years since this cycle, and that's being, like, super optimistic, I feel like.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that gives them a good chunk of time to work on this project. You got to think like this has been the new, like almost the new Nintendo, where they're bringing on younger people and trying all these different things. You know, Retro's probably got a bunch of fresh new faces. Who
Yeah.
the hell knows what they can come up with people that have grown up playing Metroid now, taking the helm, you know? I'd be real
Yeah.
curious to see what happens.
So Gary in the chat says no Prime trilogy even in the works.
Yeah, I believe it. I believe it.
You don't think it's coming?
Not right now. No, I say if they're going to work on a trilogy, this game needs to be close to being ready.
Yeah.
I say like they drop trilogy 6 months to a year before the game's ready.
That's kind of why I think that we could see Bayonetta 3 this year. Definitely. That's scheduled for this year, isn't it? Or it's not?
I don't think it had a date, to be honest. I could be wrong. We were
That
talking
has to
about
come
this a
out,
couple
man.
episodes ago,
Yeah.
right? It was in
I would say
in
this year.
development, but I can see it happening this year. Yeah, I agree with that.
What's up, JoJo?
Joe.
So our good friend Rob from Rule 2 Review, heartbroken.
Yeah.
Some more F's in the chat for him.
Rob, I'm with you there, bro.
so he made a video, and he had an interesting thing to say. I don't think I haven't heard people talk about this. He said he doesn't think Metroid Prime is going to appear on the Switch.
Well, if it alludes to the same thing that I've been saying for like this entire show, was that I still don't believe that Prime was going to be the name of this game. Maybe they changed the title up. Maybe it's not Prime 4 anymore. I'm down with that. We ended that chapter a long time ago. 10 years ago. Over 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And I just finished that game a couple weeks ago, so probably Nintendo saw that playthrough and was like, you know what, we gotta go back. I jinxed it, everybody. I'm sorry. I played Prime.
Blame Joe.
We finished Prime Federation Force. I'm playing through Prime Hunters right now. Like, fam, I'm sorry.
You gotta do Other M. Have you done Other M yet?
Oh yeah, I played Other M.
Okay.
Yeah. Literally the only Metroid game I haven't played is Hunters now. I'm halfway through it.
I've never played that game.
It's okay. It's okay.
At least you're honest. But yeah, that video definitely was giving me Breath of the Wild vibes. They had like a similar video where it was like the white background, and they were like, "Listen, it's not coming." I think that was in 2015, and then it ended up coming in 2017. So maybe 2 years. Maybe 2 years, guys. I don't know.
But you know what, though? I think the difference between that and Breath of the Wild is
The Wii U.
That, and you gotta think like they had the assets there. They were still working on this game. It's just, delayed, more than likely, to get this thing off onto the Switch as well, among other things, probably.
Yeah.
But
this is a straight up reset.
Yeah. We're not seeing this game. We're not seeing whatever Prime 4 was.
Yeah. But then again, like when it all boils down to it, Nintendo had to say something, because every single direct would have been, where's Metroid? Where's Metroid? And like Nintendo can't just sit on the fact that, yeah, we announced this big game or a promise of a new game and just not talk about it. So bad bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was cool that they were so transparent, and they said, listen, it's going to be a while. And they didn't say that, but it's going to be a while, guys.
Yeah. They said it without saying it. Which,
yeah.
It is what it is.
Yeah, that was all right.
If I can ask chat real quick, can someone look up if Bayonetta was confirmed in that trailer for 2019? I'm curious.
Yeah.
I hope it does. I hope it does. I could see it.
Yeah. I think it would. I mean, because, yeah, you were saying, like, if they announce the previous game, they should release it kind of soon. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, and that would put us, a year out from Bayonetta 1 and 2 being ported to Switch.
All right, no release there.
So no release date. Okay, so this looking at the list now for Nintendo licensed games that are being published for this year: Fire Emblem 3 Houses, Daemon X Machina. I'm gonna count Travis Strikes Again and Super Mario U because those came out already.
Yeah.
Luigi's Mansion 3, which I believe did say 2019.
Yep, that is coming out. Yep.
Pokemon Gen 8, Marvel Ultimate Alliance, Animal
Crossing.
Crossing. Although they did say in development, right?
No, it said 2019.
It did say 2019. Okay, so we'll count that.
I'm pretty sure.
And Yoshi's Crafted World.
Yoshi's Crafted World.
Big maybes now are Bayonetta 3 and Town. Did I count Bayonetta 3? I can't even remember at this point. But yeah, the big maybes are Bayo 3 and Town. If all those, that's still a stacked house.
Yeah, I think all of them except Super Mario Bros. U are like all heavy hitters. I mean, Super Mario Bros. Is gonna sell well, but I wouldn't say it's like a, you know.
No,
but I mean, I'm not
fair.
too worried. It's definitely going to be a step up from last year. So, yeah, Metroid. Sorry, girl.
Samus lives to fight another day.
We'll talk about something else. We'll bring up Metroid again later in the show, but because we have another topic that kind of surrounds that. But I wanted to talk to you, Joe, about the future of Splatoon.
Oh,
a random PNP topic. Now, Splatoon 2 came out 2017. It's been getting, added content. We had that big DLC which added the single player, added the Octolings. I wanted to ask you, what do you see with the future of Splatoon and just the franchise in general? Splatoon 3, I would assume, would make it to the Switch unless they really want to announce more and more stuff for Splatoon 2. But it seems like the game is kind of calming down a little bit. Of course, there's always going to be a giant Splatoon community.
Yeah.
But I think, games like Fortnite, Paladins, Smite have kind of hit it a little bit. So
yeah. It's interesting because they just announced that tournament for Splatoon 2 and Smash Bros. Ultimate. You got to think this is now like the complete game, right? They've stopped updating Splatoon 2. Is that right?
Yeah, I think, well, I mean, there's still Splatfest and...
Yeah, but in terms of, like, adding more weapons and fine-tuning the game, they've finished?
Yeah. For the most part, yeah.
I would almost think we get at least another Octo expansion type thing heading into the summer, maybe? Like, I feel like if Furukawa is trying to stick to having longevity with the games that you have, I have to imagine there's probably going to be more DLC for things like that. I think ARMS is probably dead in the water if we're not seeing the tournament for that one, unfortunately. So maybe we get a sequel for that, and I would go with you on that one. There's no way in hell that they don't make a Splatoon 3. Whether that's anytime soon, I kind of doubt that, but also Nintendo kind of blew their load with multiplayer games last year too, so it makes you wonder, are they going to do like one more big update focused on multiplayer rather than single player for Splatoon? I don't think that we're done with the free updates. I think they're going to start trying to delve out on the paid updates, or I shouldn't say updates, but packs that have like new weapons, a stage, and something else, or
they were doing that for a while,
or something like that. So
Gary says they announced today 10 more guns and content coming. What that means, though, I have no idea. I mean, 10 new guns. Yeah, the guns that they add, though, I feel like they're just different combinations of like specials and like. So I mean, it's not like groundbreaking. Like when they first announced like the umbrellas and stuff like that was like meta changing. But I would like to see them really like announce some new multiplayer elements, because I feel like the single player, it went well with some people. Some people like the single player. I, for one, don't really enjoy the single player. It's fun, but it's like when I play Splatoon, I'm playing against the community, bunch of people. So they need to. I almost want to see them do like an older like Call of Duty thing where it's like they have like a season pass, and each like quarter or something like that, they release like 4 new maps, a bunch of costumes and stuff like that. They kind of did like micro versions of those, but I think they need to like, I don't know, do something big with Splatoon.
It's weird too, because it's like if you change up things like hiding weapon stages and or characters, skins and whatnot behind a paywall when you've been getting all these free updates, then it kind of like becomes a thing of like, all right, now we have to change the culture of what Splatoon is, because they did the same thing with Splatoon 1, if I remember correctly, right? Where you were just getting updates and it was all free and whatnot, and people were loving that stuff. So it's kind of tricky, like it's almost like it almost becomes a question of what does Nintendo make a DLC pack out of for Splatoon? Like what?
Yeah.
And it's like it's one of those things like I wish Bobby was here for, because I'm not the Splatoon guy. I kind of know things here and there about it, but it's not one of those games I'm really well versed in at all.
Yeah. All right, I'll do the Bobby for a second, okay?
There we go. There we go.
You gotta add in Battle Royale to this game. It just makes sense. I play Fortnite all the time. We gotta. That was a bad Bobby, but you know what I'm saying. Actually,
that was great.
Should they think about something like that, like a bigger, more than 4v4?
Well, we'll probably get Battle Royale in 2028 because, Nintendo's usually 10 years behind on the trends. But when they do it, everyone freaking loves it and acts like it was never made before, so...
Yeah. I think it would work. Like, imagine
was
like
that a little too real?
Like, 10v10 Splatoon. That'd be dope, man.
That would be awesome. Like, almost like, well, I mean, yeah, you got the competitions going on. Like, what if you do, like, best of best and have like large groups of people fighting each other, have like LAN parties back in the day,
dude? Oh my god. Everyone get your TVs.
Oh my god. Oh yeah. Man, but
yeah,
I feel like if they're gonna continue with the DLC packages, sorry, my cat was doing something weird. I feel like if they do more DLC packs on top of those free things that sorry, was that JoJo that mentioned that earlier? It's got to be something different outside of what they give for free. Like, make it something special that's worth the money.
Yeah. I don't know, it just seems like the Splatfests are kind of, everything just seems like it's kind of cooled off. The hype is cooled off, which is, natural, but
you're going to get the best of the best that still stick around, it happens.
Yeah. I mean, every time I turn that game on, though, it's like I never left. Like, it's like so competitive. The people playing are really good. There's been some recent problems with hackers and hacking community and stuff.
I saw something on Twitter earlier today.
Yeah.
They were like booting people out to like get further in the league.
Yeah, it's kind of a mess on Splatoon right now.
See, so that's one thing that they could definitely work on. There, because it's the same thing with Mario Kart. They don't have like any anti-cheat stuff going on in there, so it's like you have to like kick them out, boot them every time. It's like, come on, like let's get with the times here on that one.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of selfish of us to even like ask for more content out of this game, because it does have like a lot of content. But I mean, you announced something at a direct saying like maps are coming, or like a giant tournament mode's coming. Like, I could definitely see people jumping back on.
Yeah. What's like one big thing that you wish was in Splatoon? I mean, you mentioned Battle Royale. You were like half joking, but it sounded like you were serious about it. Is there anything else?
I think a new mode would be the thing. And like, there has been new modes, like what was that mode where like you're carrying around people in the back and you like throw them in the basket? I don't know. I don't like.
No idea.
I don't like that mode. But yeah, I think if you do like sort of like a tournament type of mode, or like more people on each team, just to maybe mix it up a little bit. But I don't know. I don't know if you can mess with the formula too much, because it is a really good game.
Yeah. It almost like becomes like Mario in the sense that like you can't you can do things to Mario, but essentially like Mario has its formula there. And it almost seems like they've perfected Splatoon 2.
Yeah.
Like Splatoon with Splatoon 2, sorry.
Yeah, I don't really know. I don't know. Maybe add some more like clothes, hairstyles. I don't know. If you guys have any ideas.
50v50, says Deuterino.
I don't know. I could see that. I don't know how well the servers would be, but and then Joe, you had a interesting little topic.
Yeah. So we talked about Travis Strikes Again very briefly earlier. Um, it got me thinking. Well, I guess I should let my thoughts real quick. Quick thoughts with Joe. Um,
I'm interested.
I'm half and half on this game, leaning more towards the meh side than the positive side.
Mm-hmm.
So anybody that loves Suda51 is going to enjoy the story of this game. If you play all of his games, if you played No More Heroes games, I'm sure you're going to enjoy this one just as much. For me, I really felt like the gameplay was stale. Like the levels were very the levels had no business being as long as they were.
Yeah.
In this game. Like we're talking like hacking and slashing each level for about 30 to 45 minutes a piece. Like they
Mm-hmm.
had no business being as long as they were. For the limited combos that you can do with, you know, certain things. I shouldn't say limited because I'm sure you'll see something on YouTube where people are doing crazy like specials and whatnot. But I mean, when I play Bayonetta, I feel like a complete badass. When I play Devil May Cry, I feel like a complete badass, and I could chain combos with, you know, the 2-button movements. Like they simplify the movement, but they make it look very stylish in a sense. This
Yep.
game feels half baked. The story, if you read through everything, which my god, it's some of the most twisted stuff. It's just really weird.
That's
Um,
that like the green like old like PC looking. Yeah.
yeah, and I mean there's story inside, like when you're talking and just like stupid little things here and there, conversations you have with like the in-game characters, because it's all around. It's all basically Suda's universe, and it's
Yep.
like the games that you're playing. Some of them are actually games that he made. So like
Oh,
Shadow of the
really?
Damned is in there. There was oh gosh, I think there was a reference to something Moonlight. And I guess that was a game I didn't know. I looked it up. And I was like, "Oh snap! That was a game that he made. Okay, that was in there." And
Yep.
so there's some references in there, and it's almost like everything he's trying to connect back to Travis in a sense. But the main crux of the story being he's like basically cloning himself through the death drive, and all these people are being killed because the death drive is made to clone and you know, basically kill other people and whatnot, but you're controlling them and killing other CIA agents and stuff in the process, and it's just very like it's very Suda is the best way I can explain it,
I like the
without
idea
spoiling the
of it.
entire story. I like the idea of it. I like where it was going. If you play through to the end and get to the end, you'll very much enjoy what's left to be said.
Yep.
I'll just put it that way without spoiling anything. And it's just yeah, it had no business being as long as it was. Is really my biggest complaint. The levels were just like wait, when you talk about dragging a game to the end,
Yeah.
that's exactly what it was. But for every stage, it was like, why is this stage so long? Why am I still going?
Yeah.
Um,
I'm a big No More Heroes fan. Like I have
mhm,
the first and second one
yeah,
on Wii. I played and I love Suda 51, played Lollipop Chainsaw and all that. But it's just like I didn't pick this one up and I saw gameplay and I saw different like some playthroughs. I didn't want to be too spoiled. It's like the No More Heroes shell is there, but it's just not
it
it
looks
doesn't
yeah.
look fun to me. I don't know. It's like on the same level as like Shaq Fu.
It's
It's like
Shaq, and what was funny was although Shaq Fu was long levels, the game was just stupid fun. Like
yeah,
it's like you have no business being this fun. It's the
yeah.
180 of that. But but being that as it may, to get to the topic of this whole thing is if this were a bite-sized version, you know, like we see Nintendo get weird with the 3DS, coming out with all these neat different ideas and whatnot. Is there a game out there or something that you would like to see brought over to the Switch that's bite-sized from Nintendo directly, or someone that Nintendo would have a partnership with bring it over to the Switch or something new?
Yes. And I think there's a few franchises that could definitely become smaller games. So basically, the whole topic is like, what games could we make kind of like bite-sized versions of, kind of like Travis Strikes Back. And Nintendo is in a very interesting position right now because they essentially have one platform that they're making games for. Because the 3DS is kind of, we're finishing up. You know, we're getting like
We're
old
getting Wii
ports.
ports, man.
Yeah,
It's the
which
Wii
is
machine
awesome.
now.
Like, I don't have a problem with that, but yeah, it's just like you have teams now that have worked on like 3DS type style games. Like,
Yeah.
why not put out a top-down Zelda or a beat 'em up F-Zero game or a Metroid game, like a 2D Metroid game? So there's a lot of companies that struggle with creating mascots and creating like familiar characters and stuff like that. Nintendo has a whole vault full of them that are just like waiting to be, made into these big games. And like,
Yeah.
if you come out with like a side-scrolling Metroid game, there's going to be people that are critical on it because it's Metroid. But at the same time, they understand that Metroid Prime 4 is in the making. Or if you come out with like a little, I don't know, like Kid Icarus game or something like that, there's just so many like franchises that my number one pick, it would be a top-down Zelda. Like, after playing Blossom Tales, I want it.
That would be awesome. I mean, for me, I think all the weird games that I played on the 3DS that were like that didn't get the spotlight that I feel like it deserved. And like I'm thinking weird Nintendo, like Miitopia. Miitopia had no business being as good as it was, but it was so fun. Ever Oasis, Rezo's game that they dropped like a year after no, not a year after, but I think it was a couple years after Majora's Mask 3D, because they worked on those, if I remember correctly. And they dropped this awesome, like, Animal Crossing meets light action RPG style of gameplay.
Oasis?
Ever Oasis, yeah. And it was a really neat game. I got halfway through it. I'm, like, I've been jumping back into the 3DS, and, like, that's one of those games that I'm, like, tempted to, like, go back and finish up. That's been on my list of, like, okay, what 3DS games have I started up but not finished? And that's always one that pops in my head, because it was a really neat game, and it had things going for it. There's definitely some qualms that I had with it, but, like, if we got something like that brought to the Switch, I think people would eat it up, to be honest.
Yep.
Those,
yeah.
like,
oh, what was that?
No, yeah, just like those really weird, random Nintendo games that you would get as a kid.
Yeah. Yeah, Kaylin hit it on the head. Sin and Punishment, please.
Oh, nice.
Like, that's a perfect minor game, but it's just so fun. I mean, there's so many possibilities. Donkey Kong, even Pokemon. Like, we had like Pokemon Quest and stuff like that. Although it wasn't a big game, I played it for a long time. Did Joe see the article on why it was okay for Prime 4 to be pushed back? I don't know.
I have not. I'm scared.
Uh-oh. I kind of don't want to know anything about that. I'm just like, okay. I'm curious to see what the project was, but
yeah, I feel like that's become the more interesting story.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to check that up later.
But do you see, like, realistically any of the 3DS teams making some of these games? Like, they were talking about a Zelda game every year.
Yeah, I mean, dude, can we get Camelot off these damn sports games? Throw that trash away. I am sorry. I do not like any of the sports games. I've tried and tried and tried. I tried with Mario Aces. Still, no.
What Joe means is after Mario Baseball, they can do whatever they want.
Yes, fine, whatever. Okay, I'm done.
No, I agree.
Like, Camelot, granted, okay, they made a bust. And then all of a sudden, as soon as they make the bust, I feel like they were punished and sent to the dungeon to make sports games forever again. And we never saw a Golden Sun again. Like, dude, you have a you have another JRPG franchise right there in front of your face. And you're not bringing it back. Like, give me something else outside of the realm of the Marios. Sorry, now I'm Bobby today. Sorry. Like, man, there's all these little weird things that I feel like they can do, that they can bring over and, you know, bring more life to the Switch outside of what everybody knows, and give those things new spotlight.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to fuel Nintendo, but if you come out with any kind of Nintendo game, people are gonna buy it. Like, but I would like to see some more diversity from the. Yeah.
Sometimes I'm like, damn it, I wish they didn't do it so good.
But it would actually be nice seeing more RPGs from Nintendo. I do agree with that.
Yeah. I just picked up oh my god, Last Story for the Wii, because you guys know my Wii history is poor, so trying to brush up on it, and I always hear good things about this, so I'm like, all right, well, it's an Xseed game, and I'm down with Xseed. So
dude, that game is really good. Did you play like Pandora's Tower?
No, I've been tempted to pick that up on the Wii U shop. Since it seems cheaper than buying it physical. It's the only reason I got this physical.
Yeah. No, that's a really good game. The limited edition is really on that. If you guys have any questions for us, we will be taking some viewer questions. We'll start with CB. He says, do you guys think it's even remotely possible to see some older GTA games make their way to the Switch? I think if we get a GTA game, it's going to be 5.
So yeah, 5's been a rumor for some time. I'm not sure where it originally sparked from, but yeah, I would say we've been getting all these other PS3, Xbox 360 ports. I feel like it's possible, and I think that's why oh my god, Saints Row 3 is being developed right now.
Yep. Yeah, some of the
so it's like I think they're gonna beat Rockstar to the punch. Rockstar is like in the middle of probably porting Red Dead Redemption 2 to PC. Like I feel like they have bigger fish to fry than to worry about the Switch.
I think the rumor started when LA Noire came out, and they're like, Rockstar's just waiting to see how this sells, which is kind of true.
That was so random too. Like, whoa, LA Noire, what?
That was really random. But I would like to see a GTA though. GTA 5 is really. Rockstar should focus on Bully 2.
Bully 2. Yeah.
I never played Bully.
Was that now with LA Noire? I never checked, but was that developed in-house by Rockstar, or they third-party that out? I feel like they do everything in-house, but
I want to say it was.
Yeah. So maybe they take a small team and start porting things over, like 5. Maybe Bully, Manhunt. Manhunt's another one. Don't sleep on Manhunt, guys. If you've not played that game, at least part 1. Super twisted, but I would love to see that come to Switch.
Yeah,
like that's personally one of 2 of my favorite Rockstar games ever.
CB says, I don't think 5 would port well considering the hardware constraints. I don't know. My feeling is if the 360 can run it, the Switch can run it.
Yeah, I mean, we got Skyrim on there, we got Doom on there, we got Wolfenstein on there. Those are some really graphic intensive games.
Yeah, I think the best example probably is to look at LA Noire and Skyrim.
Yeah,
it could run it. It's gonna run like the I'd buy it. We're not getting rare games on Switch. So yeah, I think it was last week. I talked about Rare Replay. That would do amazing on the Switch, dude.
Are you kidding
so
me?
Good.
Perfect Dark alone, I would kill to have that on a Switch. Are you kidding me? Like,
that'd be awesome.
Tease me with a Perfect Dark 0, then I'll take it. As long as it's Perfect Dark.
He's desperate, folks.
I'm desperate.
But yeah, I think that is episode 69. Haha.
And we got it without any innuendos or anything at all.
We did.
Talked about Samus for a whole hour.
But yes, guys, thank you so much for watching. We usually do these episodes every Tuesday, but we've been doing a couple live streams. But yeah, every Tuesday on the channel and also on nintendoguru.com. He posts the links to those. iTunes, Google Play. You can check Joe out. Most of you are here, but twitchtv.joe/JoAfterWork. And yeah, watch Joe dance. Thank you guys so much for coming out, and we will see you next week.
Deuces.
Peace.